Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the March solar eclipse. My goodness, we've been eyeballing this eclipse for so long because it is so huge and the arrangements of planets are unbelievable. This is a monumental moment that is going to create massive changes for the world. Massive. So before I begin, I always want to remind everyone to sign up for my free newsletter. Go to galacticcenter.org. And while you're there, please notice all the things I'm offering, which are, well, for one thing, my Galactic Planner. If you haven't tried it, you're missing out, seriously. Go to galacticplanner.com. What it does is it will calculate your birth chart, your personal birth chart, and from there it will calculate all the transits that are happening to your birth chart. And of course, descriptions of what it means for you daily. That will be delivered onto your phone's calendar or the calendar on your computer. And you can even have a printout of it all if you like. This is galacticplanner.com. You're missing out if you haven't tried it. Now, another thing. Don't forget my Patreon page. This is a community of spiritually like-minded individuals. We all come together weekly, live, Zoom classes, talk. I will get to know you, so check that out. It's all on galacticcenter.org. Now, one last thing. Some of the things that I'm talking about with this eclipse are all in this book because this book, World Predictions 2024 to 2042, What is Our Future? I start out with this eclipse because it is so meaningful in what it has to say for us for the next 6 months. 2025 is huge, and I'm going to explain why looking at this solar eclipse. So what is a solar eclipse? It is simply a new moon, but Rahu or Ketu is with it. And this solar eclipse is with Rahu. And what makes this solar eclipse so fascinating is the alignment of planets that all come together. This eclipse is going to be at 14 degrees 47 minutes of Pisces. This is huge. This is a monumental transformational change. It's the center of the sign of Pisces. Pisces is the most spiritual sign of the zodiac. So we're in a transitional period where humanity is going to wake up. And there's going to be a new level of awareness on the planet from this point going forward. Everything is changing. Now with that new moon, sun and moon coming together in Pisces, we have retrograde Mercury and retrograde Venus. And in between them sits Neptune, which is spirituality. But it can also be a fine line of being involved in cults and extreme ways of thinking that are delusional. So a lot of people are really, it's a fine line of the spirituality and or delusional behavior and information. Yes, the media is really buckling down and giving you all sorts of false information. Why do I say that? I say that because Mercury is retrograde. Mercury is information. Not only is it retrograde, but it's debilitated in Pisces, and it's with Neptune. We are going to be fed so much propaganda. You have to have a clear mind. Do not be listening to all the stuff on the media. They're playing with your mind, and they always have, and they always will. This is the way that the masses of people are controlled in the world. It's been like that forever, and it's still this way. I don't see much changing because, you know, people are so influenced mentally by what they want to believe. And for things that are lacking or missing in their life, they fill these empty voids with what they want to believe. And I say that because if you go back historically at all the different cults that people have followed, I mean, they were insane, and the people took it hook, line, and sinker. I mean, I can think back of so many cults that controlled people's minds, and people, you know, like Heaven's Gate, where they thought they were jumping on the back of a comet. I mean, it sounds crazy, but these were really intellectual people that believed this. Or those that followed Jim Jones down to Guyana, drank the Kool-Aid. People can totally be controlled through their mind and disillusion. And I think this year is the time we're going to experience this the most. Because those that control do not want the truth out. You've got to really be strong and not go the way of what the mainstream media wants you to believe. Please be cognizant of what you're listening to. Really and truly, the facts speak for themselves. But do not be swayed by what you want to believe because you simply want to believe it. It may not be the truth. Okay, so that's my little thing with Mercury, debilitated retrograde with Neptune. Oh my goodness, is there going to be a lot of disinformation flowing. And Venus being retrograde. Venus deals with our relationships. Don't be swayed by people telling you what to believe. May not be the reality or the truth. So Rahu intensifies this, and on this day of the solar eclipse, on this day, Saturn will change into Pisces. Just about an hour or so after the eclipse actually happens, Saturn moves into Pisces. So we have Saturn with Rahu, Venus, Neptune, Mercury, Sun, Moon, all on this day. And this tells me this is a day of monumental changes. It may not be an explosive event on this day. Remember, I just say this is the beginning for the next 6 months. What's to come? It marks this time of the next 6 months. And Saturn being with Rahu in Pisces for 2 months, March 29th through May 29th, is huge because historically, I went back, the last time they were together in Pisces was 1968. And 1968, we had so much loss of life due to the Vietnam War. This is a possibility that there can be more loss of life for the next 2 months. Recognize in Pisces it can be weather extremes, and yes, I'm still seeing issues and problems with aircraft and traveling. And another thing, with all these planets in Pisces, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. Therefore, it means endings before a brand new beginning. This eclipse says it all. Everything is ending for a new beginning. The old can no longer survive, and it has to come to an end. And that's what this is all about. Uranus is now in Taurus, and Saturn is moving up to start to aspect Uranus. This means sudden, unexpected events, clearly out of the blue. And as I talked about 1968, this was the time when Saturn was conjunct Rahu in Pisces, the very last time it was there, and we had 2 major assassinations. I talk about this too much probably, but I want you to be aware that was the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. as well as Robert Kennedy. A lot is about to change. We have to be very cognizant. We have to be really aware and not be brainwashed by what's going on in the world. But there will be many who will be. But that just makes the wake-up period harder for them, because at some point we're all going to see the results of what the past has brought to us. The corruption, and most of all, we have to see the truth to be able to know what we need to heal. And that is what's happening. But most people don't want to believe it. But it's happening. Please be cognizant of what is truly happening in the world, not listening to the nonsense in the news. The facts are the facts. Don't let them tell you differently, and they will. But the fact of the matter is, now that we are uncovering all of the corruption from the past, and I mean, I'm going back. Hey, I keep saying back to the Kennedy assassination, but you know what? It's probably been going on longer than that. It has. But isn't it nice it's all being revealed now? You gotta be a little bit relieved, because it is birthing a new world, and it's a better world. And consciousness and awareness on the planet is opening and changing, because the truth heals and the truth sets us free. And that's what we're going to see. It's a new world, a new future. Yeah, a lot of people are going to lag behind, but let me say this. Many, many years from now, it'll be quite evident of what is the truth. Remember, hindsight is always 20/20. And I say 20 years from now, it will be amazing, and we will be awestruck how we were all led to believe that which is not true. Mark my words, we'll see this. And yes, this is another reason why I took this to the year 2042. We'll know the truth by then, looking back, and it will be mind-blowing to us once we see clearly and get all the fog, all the disinformation, and clarity and vision come about. It will be truly amazing. So with that, I think I'll close. If you would like more information about me, if you would like to join my Patreon, sign up for my free newsletter, go to galacticcenter.org, and don't forget to get my Galactic Planner, which is galacticplanner.com. And last but not least, if you want to study with me, learn Vedic astrology, become my student, go to universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.